Well, hello, everybody. I am Michael Manahan. I'm the guest host for Money TV today, sitting in for Don Baillargeon. As you know, Money TV is the show that brings you new and exciting companies. And by the way, small companies that if you're watching some of those big television shows like, I don't know, Fox and CNN, you'll probably never hear about these little companies. But a lot of these companies are exciting, they're new, they're leading edge, and extremely interesting. And I've got an interesting company for you today. With me today is John Henry Binder. He is the founder of Venice Duck Brewing. John, welcome to the show.
Hi there, guys. Great to be here. Yeah, we started our company back in 2014, and we decided to take a shot in the beer world, and we're still here many years later. Kind of push the rock up the mountain, so to speak. So,
well, let's ask the obvious question. The name Venice Duck. What's behind that?
Well, it's a funny, quick little story. My partner, my founding partner, and I were bartenders in Venice Beach, Los Angeles, California, for many years, and we worked together at a spot early in the 2000s. And at the end of a long shift one night, we thought it would be great to get into the craft beer business. Craft beer had really started to find its legs, and people were really, wanting to have something different than the big Coors, Budweiser guys. So we decided that Venice Beach, and we love Venice and the locale, and we love the people of Venice and the ethos and what it represented and still does to this day. It's one of the most traveled places in the world, along with Disneyland and I don't know, the pyramids of Egypt, but many millions of people every year flock to Venice Beach for the excitement, the boardwalk, the location. But we really wanted to be a part of a brand that had that as its name, as its namesake, and so we decided to start to come up with some ideas. And then many years later, we actually were able to raise money and get the idea going.
And okay, that's fantastic. So it's Venice Duck Brewery, and I know when I look at your website, on your beer cans, you've got kind of a duck logo, which is very exciting.
The ducks have to do with the canals of Venice, by the way. So there's this beautiful canal system that Abbot Kinney built back in the early 20th century, and the ducks have always been there. And so we figured that was a great mascot to kind of brand on.
I think it's wonderful. Every time I pick up one of your beers, I go quack, quack. But look at John, where are you today? You started in 2014. Just give us a very quick summary. Where are you selling? What are your expansion plans? A little bit about the business and where it stands today.
Yeah, we actually contract brew with San Luis Obispo Brewery, Slow Brew. So they actually make the beer for us up in San Luis Obispo, which is not too far from where I live in Venice. And we distribute through Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, which is the largest preeminent alcohol distributor of alcoholic beverage in the world. So with our partnership with them, we are in independent liquor stores, and we are in a lot of restaurants and bars, and we'll continue to grow that model as we progress here in 2023.
Yeah, and just for those people who don't understand, and a lot of people don't understand it, the United States has an extremely complicated liquor distribution system. Not in all states, but in most states, you have to go through a distributor. In other words, you can't just go sell directly to a customer. You go through a distributor. If you don't have a distributor, you're not in business. So half the battle is getting a distributor. You've got that. So that puts you a leg ahead, puts you ahead of, say, companies that don't or are struggling to find a distributor. So that's great. I've tasted your beer, by the way. I will give you a shout out. I think your beer is extremely good. But now what's the agenda, or what do you plan to do in the future with the company?
I think the biggest step we'll take right now is we're raising money through a crowdfund event right now, and we would take that capital and increase our marketing. The idea would be to obviously acquire as many accounts as we can, but really building the brand through recognition at bars and restaurants, at liquor stores. And then ultimately what we would like to do is actually open a tasting room or brew the beer ourselves. We have found, though, that by coupling up and partnering up with other breweries like we've done with Slow, It's one less consideration to consider on our sort of bottom line, where we're not paying for the equipment, for the rent. What we have found, and obviously a lot of people in Los Angeles, rent is really incredibly high, especially right now. So with the contract situation, if we can build the brand, further that development, and then from there, I think our valuation goes up, and we can make some determinations as to actually building a brewery, or at least having tap rooms, which are sort of smaller scale, with a small
Sure.
little operation there.
Well,
But again, building the brand.
well, that's all sounds great, and I'm very interested in the crowdfunding thing, because a lot of smaller companies are doing crowdfunding. Not everybody's familiar with it, but basically doing crowdfunding, it allows somebody who wants to invest a very small amount of money, they're able to do it. So what would say be the minimum investment somebody could make on your crowdfunding platform?
I believe the minimum investment on this first launch is, I think, $20. I think it's actually, and I could be wrong on that, but I know it's a smaller amount that they're able to get into, and that's the idea, is that we will go ahead and get it out to as many people as possible. And like you said, it gives someone an opportunity to have just a very small little portion of something that they believe in or want to get behind. So that's the beauty of crowdfunding.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, look at, never mind $20. Everybody can afford $20. Put a couple of $100, 250, 300 bucks, and guess what? You now own a piece of a beer company. How exciting is that?
How American
I'm
is
gonna
that?
I'm gonna go in and throw in a few $100s into this. I think it's so exciting that I can buy a little piece of a company, a little piece of a beer company. Now, if I do that, are you going to have, for people who do buy in on the crowdfunding, like a newsletter or information on
Absolutely.
events and things like that you'll be holding that they might be
Absolutely.
invited to?
You're absolutely right. And we do events all over Los Angeles and all over Southern California. So they'll have a first shot at being a part of that, getting the information on that. And again, yes, newsletters and then merchandise. We would love, for people that have a part of it, to have a hat, have a shirt, obviously get to meet us. My partner, Christian Warren, and I, real friendly, amicable people who really are just, beer brings people together. So that's ultimately a big thing.
Absolutely. So, okay, we got just a few seconds left. Where does somebody to go to get the information on your company and on the crowdfunding opportunity?
I think the website's the best place to go, veniceduckbrewery.com. And from there, you can find out all of our information. It tells our story. The crowdfunding event is on there, and our contacts are on there. And reach out to me if you want to. I'm here. I'm here for everybody.
Okay, fantastic. John Henry Binder, the founder of Venice Duck Brewery, and I am Michael Manahan, guest host for Money TV, standing in for Don Baillargeon. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.